Hello, young scientists. I am glad to welcome you to another interesting class. In today's class, you will have fun learning about reproduction. Reproduction simply means a process through which living things give birth to their young ones alike. Reproduction produces young ones. Importance of reproduction. Why is reproduction so very important? Reproduction is very important for the following reasons. It brings about the continuity of life. Without reproduction, life would have ended. So reproduction brings about the continuity of life. It makes the young ones take over from the old ones. It helps to prevent the extinction of humans and other living things. Imagine there was no reproduction. That means when living things die, life has ended. So reproduction helps to prevent the extinction of living things. Reproduction also increases the population of living things. When living things give birth, the number of living things increases thanks to reproduction. Types of reproduction. There are different forms of reproduction. We have sexual and asexual reproduction. So these are the two types of reproduction. Asexual reproduction is also known as vegetative propagation. This is when one parent, that's one individual, is needed to reproduce another young one. Yes, it's possible. It's common with plants. For example, stem cuttings. Stem cutting is a form of vegetative propagation in which just a stem is used for planting, like in cassava. A cassava stem is cut and then put into the ground to form another plant. Then bitter leaf. Bitter leaf is usually planted to reproduce another plant with the stem. Then sugar cane. Sugar cane is planted using the stem, and this produces another plant. Now we have suckers. Suckers is an offshoot from a parent plant, just a single plant. A very good example of suckers is found in plantain and banana. So you can see the young ones growing from the mother plant there. They also have pineapple. Pineapple also reproduce using the suckers. You can see the suckers just growing out. Next, we'll look at the other type of reproduction, which is the sexual form of reproduction, in which two organisms are needed to produce a young one. A very good example is found in maize, that is flowery plant. You see, we have the male flower and the female flower coming together to produce a new plant. And we also have beans. Beans is also a type of plant that undergoes sexual reproduction. All sexual reproduction forms of plant produces seeds for planting. Now also animals also produce young ones through sexual form of reproduction. Now humans, yes, humans like us, we reproduce through asexual means. That means a mother and a father come together to produce a young one, which is the babies. So you were once a baby, right? Yes. So these are the babies produced through sexual form of reproduction in humans. Now we'll look at the main reproductive organs of humans. Yes, the main reproductive organs of humans. The main reproductive organs is the organs that helps in reproduction. Remember, for reproduction to occur in humans, we need the male and the female. So for the male, this is the main reproductive organs. I will look at some of the important organs that helps the male to reproduce. First of all, we have the testis. The testis is the part of the male reproductive organ that produces the sperm. Then we also have the sperm. This is the sperm. The sperm has a head and a tail, a very long tail for swimming. Yes, it needs to swim to the female egg when it is released into the female body. Then we also have the scrotum. The scrotum is a sac that protects the testis. Alright? Then we have the penis. The penis helps to ejaculate the sperm into the female. Now let's look at the female reproductive organ. Remember, we said we need the male and the female for reproduction in humans. This is a female reproductive organ. This is how it looks like. This is the structure. So take a very close look at it. This is the structure. Yes, the structure of the female reproductive organ. So let's look at some of the parts of the female reproductive organ, some of the main parts. First, we have the ovary. Actually, there are two ovaries inside the female body. We have the left ovary and the right ovary. The ovary produces the egg. This is the ovum. Alright, the female egg. So this is how it looks like. And the female egg is the largest cell. The largest cell in the human body is the female egg. Alright, so this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Then the next part of the female organ is the fallopian tube or the oviduct. This is where fertilization of the eggs takes place. Alright. And we also have the uterus or womb. The uterus or womb is where the baby grows after fertilization. Then finally, we have the vagina. The vagina is the opening that receives the sperm and also where the baby is expelled out during childbirth. There are 3 stages of reproduction in humans. We have conception, pregnancy, and childbirth. For reproduction to occur in humans, we need the female and the male. The male produces a sperm while the female produces the egg cells. The sperm released by the male unites with the egg cell in a process called fertilization. This occurs in the female's fallopian tube. The sperm released by the male swim towards the fallopian tube to meet the egg that is released by the ovary of the female. Millions of sperm are released, but only one will fertilize the egg to form the fetus. The fetus begins to grow gradually and the baby is formed. This results in pregnancy and eventually the baby is delivered. Wow! The sound of the cry of a baby is so amazing. Welcome, baby. We love you. See you next class. I know you enjoyed reproduction.